Hey, what's going on, team? Happy Monday. What a start to the week. So as you guys saw, April 27th, I'm going to be opening up my oil watch list. One of the things from the very beginning that I began to share is as the overall market began to sell off, we never really know where the bottom of something is going to be, right? And when there's so much uncertainty and when things only continue to get worse, it instills a lot of fear in people. And I think during this off time, as things just continue to get worse, especially for crude oil, it is very important that you don't just jump into something without being informed. And one of the things that I began to share within my YouTube channel is simply my opinion on why I think it's so important to build a watch list of stocks and ETFs or overall maybe futures, right, that you see value in. And that's exactly what I did. I've been sharing my opinion about the top stock when it comes down to crude oil, the top future and the top ETFs, and that is simply my opinion. But one of the things that this has really prepared me to be able to take advantage of are days like this. Crude oil today is down. The crude oil future today is down a little bit over 24%, if I'm not mistaken. At its peak, it dropped 25%, and it's now been showing signs of it slowly trying to recover. It was getting rejected by this SMA line. It's now making higher highs. And looking at this off the 180-day chart, a lot of people were thinking, okay, well, last week, when it aggressively sold off and, crude oil went negative, people thought that that was it. I'm going to share this link down below. You guys can always, of course, do your own due diligence, but I want you guys to learn a little bit more about what exactly is going on. Overall prices down 25%. One of the things that I really want to focus on is it talks about USO, which of course is the overall United States oil fund, that today alone is down 15% or 14.98 if you want to be super picky. Altogether, what's one of the things that I said in Saturday's video that I was breaking down, and I was talking about the number one stock that I'm paying attention to. But what I said is I don't want to be someone who invests too early, as things can get worse before they get better. And I've said that in almost every single video, with the idea that things like this can happen. It now aggressively sold off, made 180-day lows, and it hit lows of 213. On top of that, as the USO ETF, which is the United States Oil Fund, goes down, because again, when crude oil is down, USO closely follows. What goes up when crude oil goes down? It's one that I shared in Saturday's video as well, and it is ticker symbol SCO. This one's up 25% on the day. And it's not that you should swing trade this. And one of the things that I do want to disclose is that a majority of this push or this gap up happened during pre-market hours. But altogether, up until around 9 a.m., it did a very good job, still trading in between the middle and top VWAP, a lot of intraday opportunity, and then it really just began to consolidate. Obviously, it's now super overbought, it's super overextended, and it looks like, again, it's no longer a good deal. It offers a lot of pullback potential. But the reason that I'm sharing this is it's so important to understand what goes up when crude oil goes down and vice versa, right? And now it's asking the question, is now the best time to invest in oil? So how long can we expect for crude oil or overall oil prices to be down? And this is what really stood out to me in this entire article. One of the things that I wanted you guys to take a little bit more time to read up on is OPEC and allies, including Russia. They will commence cuts, meaning that they will slow down production of 9.7 million barrels a day, which is about 13% of the global production, starting May 1st through June. But one of the things that they disclose is that this will do little to address the overall glut or glute, however it is that you want to pronounce that, for historic proportions, meaning that, again, we have a surplus, right? We have an overage of supply of oil, and there's no place for people to put it. So these companies, again, when oil went negative, it doesn't mean that they were paying people like you and I to take oil. It means that they were paying, other companies who can store this oil so they don't reach max capacity storage for where they store this, physical oil. So taking that into consideration, as we are going to start cutting down on the overall production of oil, that's one step closer to the overall goal of, again, allowing the overall demand for oil to meet up with the supply. But at the end of the day, we have so much oil in storage right now. And again, with the overall idea that people are still producing oil, it only makes sense that things can continue to get worse before they get better. One of the things that we also want to take into consideration is that the stock market has a lot to do with overall anticipation. So because of that news, although oil did aggressively sell off, moving on forward after May 1st, as they do cut down in production, hopefully we can begin to see crude oil slowly begin to recover. So as you guys can see, overall crude oil on the 180-day chart, it's not even during when this overall outbreak came out for, the coronavirus or anything like that. It's been selling off a little bit before that. So with that being said, this should not come as a surprise that crude oil is still selling off. So as you are taking into consideration, hey, should I invest long-term in these certain oil companies? Just understand that things can get worse before they get better, but the market has a lot to do with anticipation. And although we are anticipating things slowly beginning to get better as we cut down on overall oil production, I think that, again, only time will tell, and it is in our best interest to set alerts, follow up with it when it begins to make sense, and to take this time to build, a watch list for the specific commodity that you see value in the series of stocks that you personally select. Just because I see value in ExxonMobil does not mean that you should add it to your watch list. At the end of the day, your money and your watch list should be made up of a series of stocks, ETFs, futures, and indexes that you personally see value in, and it doesn't matter if anyone else agrees with you. Just wanted to at least provide you guys with a quick little update. I hope that you guys like these updates. If you guys do, don't forget to smash that like button. We'd also love to invite you to our free Facebook group. We have a little bit over 264,000 members, and that's going to be that second link down below. Don't forget to read up a little bit more about oil. Again, I'm going to link this article down below on the first link in the description. And of course, if you guys like what you guys saw today, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on those post notifications so you get alerted when I go live, as I do upload a new video every single day. Like always, team, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy.